School has started. That's the declaration from Justice Marva McDonald Bishop as she warned the media to observe court rules in covering a hearing on whether entertainer Vybz Cartel and 3 other men should be retried for murder.
The judge is the teacher, and who is the teacher's pet? Sir PR, Vybz Cartel and co-accused. You know what? Let's get into this story. Welcome to Jet. So first and foremost, before we get into why Sir P was summoned to the dock and whether there's something sinister going on here, give thanks to Yahuwah and Yeshua. Yes, man, I know you must be wondering who is the strange voice, but my colleague is not well. I'm sitting in for her. On day 1 of Cartel's 4-day trial, someone unexpected was found in the dock. But before we say who and why is it important to also find who else was in there or should be in the dock as well, Justice McDonald Bishop appears to be the main judge, began by saying to the media school was in session as you heard earlier. Many are wondering if pun was intended because Cartel is often referred to as teacher and the teacher has a pet. Anyways, let's move on from that. Fox 5 desperate appeal in their recent news report appears to be advocating for Cartel's release on medical grounds, was dealt with a disappointing blow yesterday, it seems, by Judge Bishop. Before we get into her ruling, Fox 5 pleaded this.
Well, Stephen, Bianca, this is not the news we'd like to report, but we've learned that the health of imprisoned international dancehall music star Vybz Cartel has deteriorated rapidly in the last year. His doctor says Cartel's heart is now so weak, his life is in danger unless he gets surgery soon. I spoke exclusively with his son and his attorney, Isaac Buchanan. The UK Privy Council quashed, in effect overturned, the murder conviction of Adidja Palmer, better known to his millions of fans around the world as Vybz Cartel, nearly 3 months ago, and King Charles signed the order. Despite that, the 47-year-old father and grandfather has remained in a Jamaican prison, battling Graves' disease and heart complications.
It's not looking great. And the condition, I could say it's definitely getting worse.
Last year, court filings revealed he had been under private medical treatment for years for Graves' disease and a heart condition, and that prison conditions, which consisted of a bucket for a toilet and no running water or ventilation, did not help. Prison officials allowed him to get help from his private doctor, and there was some improvement.
A flush of the toilet, which is a significant improvement. But in terms of the cell, he's still in the same cell, and the conditions per se, we're a long way from getting to the Mandela standards and living in human conditions.
Now a new exam and medical report dated June 3rd, 2024, from his longtime personal physician, the highly regarded Dr. Karen Phillips, says his heart pumping function has declined to 37% of normal, and that Mr. Palmer is developing heart failure, which may lead to a heart attack.
His medical team is very concerned, and so are we.
The last time the 21-year-old Adidja Jaheem Palmer was able to see his dad was last December at the prison's Family Day. It was the first time Cartel saw his 2-year-old grandson, and the first time all 3 brothers have been together with their dad since they were little boys years ago. Palmer says the family appreciates all the love and support they are receiving, and that they're hoping the day will soon come when they can have a real family reunion in freedom.
Cartel's son filed the same argument in affidavits. Reports by Nationwide was rejected. Little Vybz, Adidja Jaheem Palmer, said his father's heart and the impact the incarceration is having on his father made it impossible for him to withstand another trial. He also says his grandmother prayed for his father regularly, and he being in prison is having a negative effect on the family. The judge was not convinced and struck out his affidavits as hearsay. One of Cartel's co-accused lawyer filed an affidavit saying that Sir P's negative vlogs on Sean Storm would mean that he would not get a fair real trial. While it is accepted that Sir P do more videos on Cartel than Sean Storm, this argument is a weak one in Jet's view. Sir P did put out a video on Sean, and it did pick up 150k views.
So, mainly focus on Sean fraud. Remember him drop a song talk about no fraud. But the biggest fraud of all. Right. So we could have simply ignore, right, the monumental screw up, right, and just keep dropping content on the topic, but I have to practice how we preach. I'm telling you, man, people have to be held accountable. Can't hold yourself accountable. Anytime you have a major screw up, step aside and regroup and rally back. Well, we're there now. Sean fraud. That's the wannabe quote unquote done. It was Sean Storm trying to play Don, where basically culminating man end up missing forever. Favorite artist them that jail, prison, all kind of things. I will tell you how a Sean fraud really make Lizard and the witness go to the house on that fateful day.
Sir P, just love how you say people to be held accountable for their action, but should you be held accountable in this case? Jet doesn't believe so, and this is why. While Sir P, we accept you put out the story against Sean Storm, other vloggers with similar view count also put out a positive spin in Sean Storm's favor, and the others as well.
This case will never be fairly tried in Jamaica, and so much went wrong in the case already that the best thing to do is to overturn the judgment. Alright, we are at the end. It has come and it has passed. Why if it have come there? It forward and it gone, right? We're talking about the Vybz Cartel appeal at the Privy Council. Big up to Sean Storm and the rest of the man them. I feel like you guys are coming home for sure, for sure.
So do you think Flow TV should also be in the dock? Answer that later. While many believe this was a ploy by the lawyers them, given that Sir P attacks Cartel more than Sean Storm, if the judge accepts the affidavits in the evidence, then this would help Cartel go free, many would argue. Well, the judge admitted Sean's affidavits in evidence to Nationwide. Sean Storm's Campbell's sister states in her affidavits that it is impossible for her brother to get a fair retrial because of who? Yes, Sir P. Yes, ma. She also said them not have no money for a retrial. But isn't recently the Privy Council ordered the Jamaican government to pay them back millions in legal fees? Anyways, leave that alone. The acting DPP says that a free argument in submission and not an affidavit matter. However, the judge disagreed and accepted it, but may revisit the DPP's argument later. So, Sir P, your goose cook. So, Flo, continue your support for Cartel because you won't be dragged in the dock, even though you are doing the same thing, but in support. Is this unfair? Many would argue that there are more social media supporters for Cartel and his co-accused than the view against. So, little YouTuber, you're gone even more viral. Pun intended. If this becomes continuous, just believe that this may end up being a judge-led retrial and no jury. Yes, ma'am. So what is your view? Do you believe Sir P's influence is bigger than the many in favor of Cartel's freedom? That may influence the jury. Should it go to a retrial? Or do you think both have the same influence or none at all? Write your comment below, man, and let's have a discussion about this. For those who forgot to subscribe, please touch up the like button, smash the subscribe button, and touch up the bell. Remember to share with your friends and family, So here we are going, we are going to jet off.